Hey everybody, Rock DIY here. What I have here is a Gorilla cart, and this is a 7-foot Gorilla cart. And we actually ordered this even though they had them in the store because a lot of the boxes looked pretty bad in the store, only to find out that the one that got shipped to us looks just as bad as the boxes in the store. And what we were trying to avoid is getting one that was already assembled, because we do own 2 other Gorilla carts, and not that we're particular to Gorilla carts, it just happens to be what we get, and in some cases what we know isn't so bad. We haven't had any real issues with Gorilla carts. We have an actual green Gorilla cart with drop sides, and then we have a Gorilla cart wheelbarrow. So we have those 2, but the issue we have is being able to, with the actual cart one, it's difficult to dump, and then sometimes working with that cart that has the drop sides, you end up easily damaging the sides. So that one is just a pain in the butt to work with, because once you damage the sides, the locks don't work very well, so you have to spend time trying to straighten them out so that they lock properly. The Gorilla cart wheelbarrow works pretty good. Does sit kind of low, but it's not too bad. It's easy to maneuver, not a problem. But we wanted something bigger, such as this one. This one does have a poly tub, or actual barrow itself. Can handle up to 1,200 pounds. The tub is about 45.5 long, 26 inches tall, including the wheels. The barrow, or the tub itself, is almost 11 inches tall. It's 28.7 inches wide. It's got some pretty big tires on it. They are 13-inch tires. One of the other things pretty nice about it is, and it's similar to our little Gorilla cart, green cart, as far as the handle goes. The handle is reversible, where you hook it to a lawn tractor, or you can use the pull handle, and it's a 0-turn cart. I'm guessing it would work well on this one. The green cart that we have, you do have to be careful. If it's on flat ground, the 0-turn works well, but if you're on some kind of slope using the 0-turn, you got to be careful, because it will roll over. Before I get into unboxing this, one of the reasons why we did want it in the box, in case I didn't make it clear, is the chances of pieces being missing are less likely, because when you do buy something that's assembled in the store, it's typically a third party that comes in and puts them together. And as I'm sure many people have had the experience of purchasing something that has been assembled by a third party, and you find out that there's nuts, bolts, screws, or some other parts that should have been with it that aren't with it, because they basically tossed them out. Hoping, but there may be a chance that some pieces may have fallen out of this, but hopefully not. So let's unbox it and see what we have. And this is supposed to be pretty simple to assemble. See anything that says how much this weighs. The instruction. We got here are the 13-inch wheels or tires. Max inflation is 30 psi. Max load is 300 pounds per tire. Get a thank you card from Gorilla Carts. It's the accessory box. dump handle. They got everything conveniently numbered and shrink wrapped in plastic. Here's the pull handle. Got a locking pin on it. So you can take that off and then hook it onto your hitch on your lawn tractor or whatever you decide to hook it up to. What's left is the actual frame. This piece here. Thing remaining is the poly tub. All right, here we go with assembly. Got the tub flipped over. Got this H frame here. Put this here where it's gonna go. Doesn't matter which way it's oriented. I'm going to take all of the contents out of number one. This part will be on the inside of the tub. And so this will be on the inside of the tub. Then on this side, the washer will go on, and then the nut for all four. The bolts do lock on or lock into the tub on the inside, but only once you start tightening it from this side. And the only tools that you'll need are 13mm and a crescent wrench according to the instructions. I'm not going to tighten it all the way down yet because it may not line up. I'm just going to go ahead and put these other ones on. You can see right here where the bolt heads lock into the tub. There's a little square recess that they go into. You use the crescent wrench to straighten it out. Washer on all the bolts and nuts. I think everybody gets the point. You need to tighten all four of those down. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take this portion, which is just sitting on here, and we are going to lay it down so that we can line these holes up there right here. All right. And then what we're going to do is take out the contents of number 2. There's 2 washers on here on these little bolts. And what you have to do is on this part, you're going to take this, I think it's, I'm not even sure that's metal, it feels like plastic. You're going to take it and you're going to put it in this hole on the side right here, which in this case it does not want to. I would imagine it's supposed to snap in, but it's not snapping in. Grab a pair of pliers and see if it'll snap in. In the instructions it does show that it goes on this little H-frame part, and it goes on the outside and goes to the inside. It's not even fitting inside the hole. I would assume that if it goes there that it would snap into that hole, but it's not. Let's try this other side. Okay, it went in on the other side, but I could not get the one on this side to go in. Let's try this other one. Alright, it went in. Right. Slide this back in. And then I'm going to go with the bolt from the outside to the inside, put a washer on, and then put a nut on, and then do the same thing on the other side, from the outside to the inside, washer, and then a nut. It should go without saying that these cannot be tightened all the way down, because if they were, you wouldn't be able to use the dump feature. I'm only going to tighten it up until it gets just before that plastic washer I put in. I don't want to crush it. I'm just going to tighten it down until it gets close to it. Alright, there is step 2 complete. Alright, so the next part that's going to go on is this part right here. And these little crossbars right here were already on it. And you can see, well, these back holes right here line up here, and then these are supposed to line up on those holes, and you can see where this bar is, and it needs to go there. So I'm going to loosen these up to get them to go where they're supposed to go. That's how they were on it. And this is the support for the rear tires. Didn't take too long to figure it out, but whoever put these diagonal bars on actually put them on the wrong side, so I had to remove them and switch them so that they actually line up with the outside holes. Big difference on how they line up when you actually put them on the correct side. Alright, I'll tighten those up later, and then what you're going to do is you're going to open up, and these bolts are very similar to the very first bolts that were put on the H-frame. So these are going to go from the inside. This is going to flop all over the place. Move it out of the way for now, and I am going to in here. It's kind of convenient that there's a little excess material in there, because it allows you to pull the bolts through and have the bolts stay in place. If they were clean, then you would have to actually hold the bolts the entire time. So kind of nice that they left a little excess material, but you do have to screw them on through the excess material. Alright, Of course, you want to be careful putting this back on because you could push your bolts back through. Alright. Washer there. Washer there. Nut. And a nut. I have not seen anything about torque on these or torque specs. Now I'm going to put these two shorter screws or bolts in. Make sure you put your diagonal guard in place, and put a washer, nut, same thing on the other side. Alright, both of those tightened down. Let me go ahead and tighten these up now. Alright, that's done. Now to put the wheels on. Put the wheels on. You're going to open up this part right here. And on the wheels, just make sure that your valve stem is facing to the outside. Put a washer on and put your cotter pin on. And that's what you're going to do for all four tires. You definitely want to make sure the tire pressure is good before you start using the cart. Alright, all four wheels on. Next, we're going to turn the cart over to the side. We're going to open up number 5.
And 4 bolts, 4 nuts, and 4 washers.
You're going to put this in so that the Gorilla is facing up. The bolt and washer will pass from the inside to the outside. You got to place your nut inside there and then start turning the bolt on the opposite side just to get it started. Right. And then do the same with the others. That's 2 of them. Weird that the bolt heads on these are not recessed into the tub like the other ones. You tighten those bolts right there. Notice the dump handle shifts quite a bit when it's loose, so you want to get it somewhat tightened down before you fully tighten all the bolts down. Alright, that's 2 of them. Just need to get the last 2. Alright. You can see how the actual handle works. You just pull up on it and it unlocks it from down here. And it's spring loaded, so it'll lock itself when you put it back down. The last part is to put the handle on. And the way that you're going to put the handle on is with it bowed like this. So the handle is going to be going upward, not downward. I guess you could do that, but it'll be more out of the way if you put it the proper way. So last bolt, washer and nut. Put the handle on, pass it through, put the washer on, put the nut on. Don't get too crazy on how much you tighten it down. You want to make sure you get full movement of your handle. Alright, that is how you put it together. There are no more parts left, no extra pieces. So I already showed the feature of pulling the handle, but I also want to show this, which is kind of nice because you don't have to put aside the handle if you're not going to use the handle. What you can do is just push it down, and then you can use this part, and then you can use the pin and the cotter pin here, and then when you're done you can just pull it back up. I didn't say it, but the outside of the box says simple assembly, and it really is, because if you follow the 6 steps, the 6 steps actually line up with these 6 little boxes of parts. So if you go step 1, those are your nuts and bolts. Step 2, those are your nuts and bolts. So it's pretty simple, easy, no words, just pictures. And there you go. It is kind of dark, but there you go. The cart is fully assembled. You can see all the bolt heads on the inside of the tub are somewhat recessed. They stick out, but nothing's really going to get caught on them. Those 4 bolts up there aren't recessed, but they're kind of out of the way. There you go. There is the 7 cubic feet Gorilla cart with the ability to dump and a reversible or a handle that you can change out to hook up to a lawn tractor. You got the quick change wheels that just have the cotter pins on them. Do check your tires, make sure that they are inflated properly, not to exceed 30 psi. And you need to dump the cart. There you go. Does go fully vertical so that you can dump everything out of it. And then you just flip it back into place. And there you go. Thank you for watching the video.